Leading through AI transformation means operating continuously with incomplete information, ambiguous situations, and uncertain outcomes. This lesson focuses on building resilience practices that maintain your confidence and clarity, even when facing rapidly changing and ambiguous circumstances. Uncertainty is not a temporary discomfort you'll eventually overcome by learning enough. It's a permanent feature of technological change. It makes me think of that saying, it's not a bug, it's a feature. As physicist and Nobel laureate Richard Feynman observed, I can live with doubt and uncertainty. I think it's much more interesting to live not knowing than to have answers which might be wrong. This mindset, viewing uncertainty as acceptable rather than as a problem to eliminate, is essential for AI leadership. Let's review several sources of ongoing uncertainty. There's technological uncertainty. AI capabilities evolve faster than most can track. You'll regularly face decisions about technologies whose full implications aren't yet clear. Strategic uncertainty, how AI reshapes competitive dynamics, customer expectations, and industry structures remains partially uncertain even as patterns emerge. Implementation uncertainty, even well-planned AI initiatives face unexpected challenges during implementation. You cannot predict all obstacles in advance. Outcome uncertainty. AI initiatives don't always produce expected results. Sometimes benefits emerge where you didn't anticipate them. Sometimes expected benefits don't materialize. And organizational uncertainty. How your organization, teams, and stakeholders will respond to AI change involves inherent unpredictability of human systems. Let's think about why uncertainty challenges confidence. There are several ways that uncertainty can undermine confidence. Information gaps. Confidence often comes from feeling you understand situations thoroughly. Uncertainty means accepting significant information gaps. Judgment pressure. Leaders are expected to make sound judgments. Uncertainty makes it harder to trust that your judgments are sound. Accountability without control. You're accountable for outcomes influenced by factors you cannot fully predict or control. Comparison to others. Uncertainty makes it easier to believe others understand things better than you do, even when they face similar uncertainty. Fear of mistakes. Uncertainty increases probability of mistakes, and fear of mistakes can create hesitation and second guessing. So let's think about reframing uncertainty. The first step in maintaining confidence through uncertainty is reframing how you think about it. Think about uncertainty as normal, not exceptional. Uncertainty is not a sign that something's wrong or that you're unprepared. It's the normal condition of operating at the frontier of change. As economist Frank Knight distinguished, risk involves known probabilities, while uncertainty involves unknown probabilities. AI leadership involves genuine uncertainty, not just calculable risk. Accepting this distinction removes the pressure to have certainty you cannot actually achieve. Uncertainty as information. Uncertainty tells you where you need to build in flexibility, monitoring, and adaptation rather than rigid plans. Recognizing uncertainty early helps you design better approaches than pretending certainty you don't have. Uncertainty as opportunity. Uncertainty creates opportunities for those who can act confidently despite it. If everyone could predict exactly how AI would unfold, competitive advantages would be harder to create. As management strategist Rita McGrath notes in Seeing Around Corners, leaders who are comfortable with uncertainty and skilled at learning from weak signals gain advantages over those who wait for certainty. Shared uncertainty. Most leaders navigating AI face similar uncertainty. You're not alone in not having all the answers. The competitive question isn't who has certainty, but who leads most effectively through it. So how do you maintain confidence through all this when you can't eliminate this uncertainty? You ground your confidence in process, not outcomes. Don't tie your confidence to achieving specific outcomes, which involve factors beyond your control. Instead, build confidence in your process from making good decisions with available information, learning from outcomes, and adapting. As author and poker champion Annie Duke emphasizes in Thinking in Bets, good decisions can produce bad outcomes due to uncertainty and luck. Judge decision quality by process, not just results. This means you can be confident in your decision-making approach, even when specific outcomes surprise you. Distinguish what you can control. Stoic philosophy offers valuable frameworks. Focus on what's in your control and accept what is not. You control your learning, your questions, your decision process, how you respond to outcomes, your communication, and your support of your team. You don't control the exact pace of AI advancement, of competitor actions, of every stakeholder response, of precise implementation outcomes, or broader market shifts. Confidence comes from doing excellent work on what you control, not from controlling everything. Build decision fitness. Just as physical fitness makes you confident in your body's capabilities, decision fitness builds confidence in your judgment. Decision fitness comes from making decisions regularly rather than avoiding them, tracking decisions and outcomes to learn patterns, reflecting on what drives good versus poor decisions, accepting that some decisions won't work out despite good process. As you build decision fitness, you become more confident in your capability to make sound judgments despite uncertainty. Develop informed intuition. With experience, you develop intuition about AI strategy, pattern recognition that enables good decisions without complete information. Informed intuition isn't wishful thinking or gut feeling divorced from evidence. It's rapid synthesis of patterns learned from accumulated experience. Trust your intuition when it's informed by relevant experience. Question it when you're in genuinely novel territory. Maintain learning orientation. Confidence doesn't require knowing everything. It requires confidence in your ability to learn what you need to know. Instead of, I must know the answer, adopt, I can figure this out. This learning orientation maintains confidence even when facing unfamiliar situations. Practice self-compassion. As psychologist Kristen Neff's research shows, self-compassion, treating yourself with kindness when facing difficulties, maintains resilience better than harsh self-criticism. When AI initiatives don't work as expected, self-compassion sounds like, this is challenging, and I'm doing my best with the information I have, not, I should have known better. Self-compassion sustains confidence through setbacks better than perfectionism does. Let's go over some practical confidence-building practices. Several specific practices maintain confidence through uncertainty. Pre-decision clarity. Before major decisions, write down clearly what you're deciding and why, what information you have and don't have, what factors you're considering, and what you expect to happen. This clarity about your reasoning builds confidence that your decision is sound, even if outcomes are uncertain. Think of confidence anchors. Identify aspects of your leadership that you're genuinely confident about, and return to these anchors when uncertainty undermines general confidence. I may not know exactly how this AI initiative will play out, but I'm confident in my ability to learn from what happens and adapt accordingly. I may not predict all implementation challenges, but I'm confident in this team's problem-solving capability. Anchors provide stable ground even when other aspects are uncertain. Budgeting for uncertainty. For significant decisions, explicitly acknowledge uncertainty. I'm about 70% confident in this approach. Here's my 30% uncertainty budget. What could we learn that would change the decision? Naming uncertainty paradoxically increases confidence by showing you've thought clearly about limitations rather than ignoring them. Build confidence through preparation. While you cannot eliminate uncertainty, you can prepare for diverse scenarios. If implementation takes twice as long as expected, here's what we'll do. If adoption is slower, here's our response. If costs exceed projections, here's our plan. Preparation for multiple scenarios builds confidence that you can respond effectively even if outcomes differ from expectations. And practice positive self-talk. Monitor your internal narrative. Replace confidence-undermining thoughts with realistic, supportive ones. An undermining thought would be, I don't really know if this will work. A supportive thought, I've made the best decision I can with available information, and I'm prepared to learn and adapt. A confidence-undermining thought would also be, everyone else seems more certain than I am. A supportive thought instead, confidence without acknowledging uncertainty is often overconfidence. My realistic assessment is a strength. Celebrate small wins. In ambiguous, long-term initiatives, small wins provide confidence reinforcement. Acknowledge progress, successful pilots, positive stakeholder feedback, team capability development, and insights gained. These wins build confidence even when ultimate outcomes remain uncertain. Physical practices. Confidence has physical components. Body language affects how you feel and how others perceive you. Research by social psychologist Amy Cuddy shows that confident postures, standing tall, taking space, actually increase confidence-associated hormones. Taking care of physical health, sleep, exercise, nutrition provides physiological foundations for confidence under stress. Your confidence affects your team's confidence. How do you lead confidently with uncertainty without pretending false certainty? Acknowledge uncertainty honestly. Don't pretend to have certainty that you lack. Your team knows situations are not certain and loses trust when you claim otherwise. We can't predict exactly how customers will respond to this AI feature, but here's how we'll learn quickly and adapt. Builds more confidence than, I'm certain this will work. Express confidence in people and process. Even when outcomes are uncertain, express confidence in your team's capability and your process for navigating uncertainty. We're facing ambiguity, and I'm confident in this team's ability to learn and adapt as we go. Provide clear next steps. Uncertainty about ultimate outcomes doesn't mean uncertainty about immediate actions. Provide clarity about what you're doing next, even if the longer-term path remains ambiguous. Model calm under uncertainty. Your emotional state influences your team. If you appear anxious and overwhelmed by uncertainty, they will be too. Display a model of calm, thoughtful responses to uncertainty rather than anxiety. This does not mean suppressing concerns. It means processing them productively rather than reactively. And share learning. As you learn from AI initiatives, share that learning with your team. Here's what we're discovering that informs our approach, is a statement that demonstrates that learning through uncertainty is working. And think about distinguishing confidence from certainty. A critical distinction is that confidence does not require certainty. Certainty is knowing exactly what will happen. Confidence is trusting your ability to handle what happens. You can be a confident leader without being certain about outcomes. In fact, false certainty often indicates overconfidence that leads to poor decisions. As economist John Kenneth Galbraith observed, the only function of economic forecasting is to make astrology look respectable. Predictions are inherently uncertain, but that doesn't prevent confident decision-making. So you'll want to consider when to seek help. Maintaining confidence does not mean never seeking help or input. Know when to consult experts. When facing technical uncertainties beyond your expertise, consult people with deeper knowledge. This is not admitting weakness, it's intelligent resource use. Engage advisors, board members, mentors, or advisors with relevant experience can provide perspective that increases confidence in your approach. Build coalitions. Engaging stakeholders in addressing uncertainty together builds shared confidence and commitment. Delegate decisions. Some uncertainties are better handled by people closer to details. Delegating effectively is confident leadership, not abdication. Consider resilience when confidence wavers. Even with strong practices, confidence sometimes does waver. Build resilience for these moments. Normalize wavering. It's normal for confidence to fluctuate. Expecting constant confidence creates pressure that undermines it. Accept that confidence will ebb and flow, and that temporary doubts don't mean you're unfit for leadership. Return to fundamentals. When confidence wavers, return to basics. What are we trying to achieve? Why does it matter? What's our next step? This grounds you when complexity and uncertainty feel overwhelming. Seek perspective. Talk with trusted colleagues or mentors about uncertainties you're facing. Often, articulating concerns and hearing their perspective restores confidence. Review past successes. Remind yourself of previous situations where you successfully navigated uncertainty. This builds confidence through evidence of your capability. Take breaks. When feeling overwhelmed by uncertainty, sometimes the best response is a temporary break to restore perspective and energy. And building long-term confidence. Some practices build confidence over longer time frames. Accumulate experience. Each AI initiative you lead through, successfully or not, builds confidence in your capability to navigate future initiatives. Experience with uncertainty is how you develop comfort with it. Track your growth. Periodically reflect on how your confidence and capability have developed. What seemed impossible a year ago that you now handle well? Recognizing growth builds confidence that you'll continue developing. Invest in your development. Continuous learning, as we've discussed throughout this section, builds confidence that you're developing capabilities needed for leadership. Build strong relationships. Confidence is easier to maintain when you have strong relationships with colleagues, team members, mentors, and peers who provide support. As author and leadership expert Brené Brown notes in Dare to Lead, courage and confidence require vulnerability, and vulnerability requires trust. Strong relationships provide the trust foundation for confidence through uncertainty. The goal is not eliminating uncertainty or maintaining unwavering confidence. It's developing capability to lead effectively with appropriate confidence in your process, judgment, and team, despite ongoing uncertainty. As entrepreneur and investor Ben Horowitz described in The Hard Thing About Hard Things, leadership often means making decisions when any choice could be wrong. Confidence comes from knowing you'll figure out how to respond to whatever happens. This is the confidence you're building, not certainty about the future, but confidence in your capability to lead effectively through uncertainty. The practices in this lesson, reframing uncertainty, grounding confidence in process, building decision fitness, and maintaining resilience, enable confident leadership even when facing ambiguous and rapidly changing situations. In the final lesson of this course, we'll bring everything together into your action plan, the concrete next steps for applying everything you've learned and continuing your development as an AI confident leader. You've developed practices for maintaining confidence through uncertainty. We'll now discuss your personalized roadmap for AI leadership going forward in the final lesson of this course.